Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, everyone. Oh my God, this is weird. It's like I'm not looking at you. You have a weird profile view of me. I gotta fix that. Welcome to J is for Justice, everyone. We are gathering today because the bitch is back. The bitch is back. And I can't see any of you. Oh, here we are. I can't see y'all messages, though. But yes, we have a new mugshot, which is up on the screen. The bitch is back. I don't know. I don't know what she said. How is she bleaching her hair? Maybe they can buy something in the commissary. Shallow Lori Vallow. So we're going to have maybe another trial unless she decides to plead out. So, yeah, I moved my camera. I don't know if I like that. Oh, look at that. Welcome, welcome. This is all fucked up. All right. Anyways, I'll fix it later. I know I just got done making a video for you guys. I was like just finishing up and Shell's like, yo, this is about to go live. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So let's get to the live feed because they are not live in yet, but they are live like streaming. So let's get that pulled up. I just wanted to show you guys the bitch's mugshot before we started. And today is our last day of the Christmas contest. So you can still be a wiener. There's 2 donators that can still get in. Teresa and I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. I don't want to say it wrong, but I know Teresa is in the forerunning of the donators for Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. And you can easily top her. Not easily, but I mean, you know, you can try to top her. Whatever. Free Christmas sweater. That's what it's all about. It's the giving season. So I want to say hi to Potato. I haven't seen you in a long time. You've been so busy. All the moderators that are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Teresa, really. Really. There's someone else in there with you, and I'd have to look. It's a PayPaler. But I don't want to say the name. I don't want to say who it is wrong. John Gone Girl. Hello. All right, let's get this stream pulled up, shall we? I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of her lovely mugshot. She thinks she's just the cat's ass. But do you guys think we're going to do a poll? Because do you guys think that she's going to plead out? What do you think Lori Vallow Daybell is going to do? Will she plead out? Will she put everyone through another trial? We'll find out. And we are decked out here for Christmas. We've got our cute Christmas logo, thanks to Potato. She made it so cute. And that is actually our logo on our shirts this year. 1 hour dry floors I haven't seen yet in forever. I got to fix the font on this, though, because I can't see your messages for some reason. But yeah, we're just waiting for this stream to start. DeGero output 1 is live. Let me see if I can't fix this font. And we're going to go through what she's charged with. We're going to go through what she's charged with in a minute. I don't know why I can't see the dang. We'll just do it this way. Maybe that will fix it. I hate when I can't pin your chats. I can only see your names. She was smiling. Look at, we can see emojis. Let's do a poll though. You guys don't think she'll plead out? will, let's see. Lori Vallow plead guilty to these charges. All right, so let's look up what her charges exactly will be in the AZ. So here it is. Lori Vallow has been extradited to Arizona and booked into jail on 2 murder conspiracy charges. Police say Vallow conspired with her late brother Alex and shot and killed Charles in 2019. Police allege that Cox also shot at Boudreaux but missed. So 2 murder conspiracy charges is what she's facing. I don't know why it would be blank for you. I love your Snoopy picture, though. It's cute. There you go. Potato will help you. I'm just trying to figure out why. Why ask why? Try but dry. My thing isn't working right. Oh, I know why. Because they're both white. Well, that was dumb. Oh, hold on. Well, they're kind of late with their presser, but is that anything? Oh, you know what we can watch in the meantime? I'm so silly. Hold on. While we're waiting for them to begin, we can watch her first appearance. She already made her first appearance this morning, so we can watch that. I don't know. YouTube's wonky, guys. It's wonky as hell. I mean, look at my chat. I can't even see the comments. It's so stupid. Black 000. Okay, let's try that. Background 000. Save. I gotta close it, and now I've got to open it back up. Welcome. If you guys are just joining, we're gonna watch her appearance real quick.
23. All right. So Ms. Vallow, you are appearing here on 2 cases.
He said value.
These are both grand jury warrants. What that means is that the grand jury here in Arizona has indicted you on 2 charges. The first case is CR 2022-001242-001. You're being charged in that case with 1 count of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. It is a Class 1 felony committed on October the 2nd of 2019. The second case is CR 2021-001704-001. And in that case, you're also being charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. It is also a Class 1 felony. That offense allegedly occurred on July 11th of 2019. Now, I do have to advise you of your right to have an attorney and the right to remain silent. I will appoint counsel for you in both cases.
Look at her.
I have a court date coming up for you. It's called the not guilty arraignment hearing. Give me just a second. That hearing is going to take place in the downtown Phoenix Superior Court in our Central Court building. And the date is going to be next Thursday, December 7th at 8:30 in the morning.
December 7th.
In both cases, you've been extradited from the state of Arizona. You're currently under the jurisdiction of the Idaho Department of Corrections. That makes you non-bailable at this hearing. So you're not eligible for bail in either case. You do have your court date. You know a lawyer is going to be appointed for you. Do you have any questions?
Are those cases going to be combined, or are they going to be done separately?
Well, they are two separate cases, but they're going to be handled at the same hearing.
Okay.
Okay. So you can talk to your lawyer, but they are two separate cases, which means that you'd have two separate proceedings going forward if it goes to trial.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, Ms. Howell?
Just one attorney or more attorneys will be assigned?
Well, at this point in time, you're likely going to have the one lawyer represent you at this particular hearing. What the Maricopa County Public Defender does at this point in time with respect to who they assign for counsel for you or how many lawyers you have or anything like that, that will be between you and your lawyer.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
So you're saying that will I get to talk to them before that arraignment hearing, or will just at that arraignment hearing they'll be assigned?
Well, typically you do meet your lawyer at that arraignment hearing. Under the circumstances of this case, they may reach out to you before that hearing to have discussions with you. There is also a telephone number that you're going to have on your paperwork that will be able to connect you with the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Vallow. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you.
She acts so like this is just a small claims case. They still haven't started. Here we go. Oh, perfect timing, guys. All right, here we go. You can hear a frickin' pin drop in there. They're not even set up yet. Are we like super early or what? Bird's eye view. Bird's eye view. I feel like we missed it, but we're that early. I know. She's all happy. Let's watch her again. She's a piece of friggin' work. Does this mean... And that frickin' baby voice of hers makes me sick. I'm Lolly.
Court building.
I'm Lori Lolly.
You've been extradited from the state of Arizona. You are currently under the jurisdiction of the Idaho Department of Corrections. That makes you non-bailable at this hearing. So you're not eligible for bail in either case. You do have your court date. You know a lawyer's going to be appointed for you.
Non-bailable anyways because you're a winch.
Are those cases going to be combined, or are they going to be done separately?
Well, they are two separate cases, but they're going to be handled at the same hearing.
Okay.
Okay. So you can talk to your lawyer, but they are two separate cases, which means that you'd have two separate proceedings going forward if it goes to trial.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, Ms. Howell?
Just one attorney or more attorneys will be assigned?
Well, at this point in time, you're likely going to have the one lawyer represent you at this particular hearing. What the Maricopa County Public Defender does at this point in time with respect to who they assign for counsel for you or how many lawyers you have or anything like that, that will be between you and your lawyer.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
So you're saying that will I get to talk to them before that arraignment hearing, or will just at that arraignment hearing they'll be assigned?
Well, typically you do meet your lawyer at that arraignment hearing. Under the circumstances of this case, they may reach out to you before that hearing to have discussions with you. There is also a telephone number that you're going to have on your paperwork that will be able to connect you with the Maricopa County Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Vallow. I appreciate it. All right.
Look at her like she's getting ready to, like she just booked a cruise. Let me get my booking papers.
I want one Jennifer or two Jennifers.
My poll's blank. Well, let me restart it. Death penalty in Arizona, you think? Will Lori plead out on these charges? She's like, do you want one lawyer? You get a lawyer, and you get a lawyer, and you get a lawyer. Lori Vallow. I put a new poll up. See if that one works for you. It's blank again. I'm shooting blanks, I guess. Some people can see it because I'm getting votes. It must be a YouTube thing. She knows how this works. Yep. She's totally comfortable. She's like, oh, I just wanted some new scenery. She's like, I was sick of the Idaho people. Let's go to Arizona and see if I can find any people that I can, what were they doing called? Converting people or spreading their word of bullshit? There could be potato. We're just waiting for them to set up, I guess. We are more than ready here.
It's okay, don't worry about it. We gave it our best college try.
He looks
My
thrilled.
apologies, we had some video for you that we'll share online. We were going to play it for you today, but obviously we're having some technical difficulties.
My God, these people, these sheriff's departments.
My name is Paul Penzone. I'm the sheriff of Maricopa County in Arizona. We're just going to give you an update on a story of interest, not just here in Arizona, but I know across the nation. Just after midnight last night, Maricopa County Sheriff's Office deputies booked Lori Vallow into our ITR facility. One count of first-degree murder, one count of premeditated first-degree murder. She was extradited from Pocatello, Idaho, where she was already in their Department of Corrections there in custody at one of the prisons. We sent 4 deputies there by car. Normally we would fly, our extradition team would fly to pick it up, but because of weather conditions, we felt that it was more predictable and more within our control that if we were going to transport her, that we wouldn't have to deal with any kind of weather conditions or air travel challenges. So our deputies left on the 27th for Idaho. Arrived there, stayed for a day to prepare, and brought her back. We sent 2 extradition deputies, a supervisor, and 1 deputy from our K-9 division, but it's just because she's a female deputy. We want to make sure there was a female accompanying suspect Vallow in her travel back. It was about an 18-hour trip. In my statement, as you saw, I talked about the fact that we do about 250 plus extraditions every year. So this is not new for them. The uniqueness or maybe the circumstances involved in this particular case are very high profile and much to the interest of our local and national audience. I don't want to diminish it. It is what we do, as I stated, and we do it very well. Whether it is her or any other fugitive who's wanted in the state of Arizona, we're going to facilitate transfer into our custody so the prosecutor's office can prosecute them effectively. She had her initial appearance at about 2 a.m. when she was remanded without bond. So the case will now be in the hands of the county attorney. While in our custody, at the conclusion of whatever happens with the court case, she will then be returned to Pocatello to their Department of Corrections. So I want to thank them for their cooperation and facilitation of this also. And I also want to just recognize and express gratitude to our team here, the deputies that spent 4 days on the road to bring her back safely. We do have a really, really good video for you, which I can't show you right now, but we'll get it to you of bringing her into the jail where you get a good look at the process, the initial process of her custody. So I don't, there's not a whole lot more depth to it than that. I just want to make sure you heard from me the status of it, and I'm happy to answer a few questions if they're related to this case.
Sure.
I'll start with
I was going to say, will she be kept in any sort of segregated situation, or is she going to be in just both regularly enriched jail?
Yeah, no, that is a good question. She will be. She's deemed to be high security, so she'll be isolated in a high security area of the Estrella jail.
Tell us what goes into a process such as this. You've dealt with high-profile inmates in the past. That's not new, but obviously this planning has been going on, I would assume, for some time.
It has, and we wanted to make sure that it was, during my tenure as sheriff, I feel like our focus has always been about being really fundamentally sound and less about the bells and whistles. And the men and women who put the planning and preparation took everything into consideration. Like, as I said, we had challenging weather conditions. The last thing we wanted to do was try to fly and get stuck in an airport where suddenly now we're in a space where there's a lot of community members and others, and it takes an extensive period of time. If we're going to travel that road, we need to make sure that we had the appropriate vehicles. As I said, we sent a female deputy to make sure that we had a female deputy accompanying a female inmate. We sent those from our fate detail and extraditions facilitated this because we're the best at managing any kind of transfer of custody or apprehension of those deemed to be dangerous. And make no mistake about it, sometimes I think we look at a person and judge them by appearance and we go, well, this is a relatively moderate-sized female. What kind of a threat can she be? She is as much, if not more, of a threat to the harm of others as any other dangerous criminal we've had in our custody. So we figure out the entire route and map the challenges, where we're going to stay, how we make sure that our employees get the rest necessary to come back safely. I think it was an 18-hour drive back. Is that correct? About 18 hours? Yeah. So we'll call it planning an extensive road trip that just happens to include bringing back a dangerous fugitive.
Can you clarify this part, though? You said at some point she'd be brought back to Idaho to Pocatello, but this court case here, we don't know how long that's going to take. She has an arraignment coming up, and she has an appeal process in Idaho. Will she be housed here for the duration of this case in Maricopa County?
She'll be housed here until the conclusion of her case, and then once there is a conclusion, that the county attorney and their attorney there will have to determine. I would imagine that she'd have to return to spend her time there, and then whatever time either is going to be consecutive, concurrent, whatever the outcome is. But I'm just being respectful of the fact that she is in their custody, and now she's been transferred to us for the specific case.
I know initially.
Let me just check the rest of the room before I come back to you. Anybody got questions left? Hey, Rick, how are you, buddy? Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I
understand.
I have two, but what was her demeanor like during this process?
I understand that she was very sociable the entire trip. Talked quite a bit.
About what?
Oh, that's between the deputies, the courts, and the prosecutor, apparently. I don't know that she gave any specific statements related to the investigation, but I just know that they said she was very chatty.
And I'll just add to that, I know initially maybe there weren't plans to extradite her until after the appeal process in Idaho was concluded. Why did that change?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's something probably that I'm sure maybe Rachel Mitchell can answer to, the county attorney. She would know more about the specifics on any court-related elements.
Yeah. So with that said, who ultimately makes the call? Is it between MCAO and then you, and the green light is given, and then you say, okay, here we go, you guys ready for the trip that we planned? Is Idaho involved in it? Like, who ultimately makes that call? Because this kind of happened pretty.
Can't hear him.
No, not so much. We just kept it under wraps because we didn't want to, I don't like to talk about things until we execute on them and carry out our duties. So the legal sides of the extradition relative to their willingness to allow us to take custody of her here and hold her for trial here, that takes place at the prosecutorial level. Once there's a green light that she is going to be available for us to extradite here to Arizona, then we take it from there and do all the planning and handle all the operations.
You said it was an 18-hour drive back. Was it nonstop? Did you guys have to stop anywhere to rest, or just kind of what is that like when you have to drive someone like this across the country?
Well, I just know on drives that long, it's usually my family saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" But it's just stop for gas, stop for food, stop for rest stops, and make sure that we're being accommodating to the needs of the inmate. But get here as quickly as you can. Without it being a danger to, as I said, we had 4 deputies, so I'm going to presume that they took turns driving, or if not, that they took time to rest, but they got back safely.
To rest?
No. In this case, we used 2 4-wheel drive vehicles because we were going to be dealing with potential weather conditions. Not much more complicated than that. 4.
And I know we can't see the video, but we'll watch it later. Can you expand more what we'll see in the video when we do?
Yeah, I think you guys use the term perp walk. It's just her coming into the back parking lot of the ITR, being brought into the facility, a short, exposure to the search process, transfer her into the jail clothing, and then at that point she just goes into a cell waiting on her initial appearance. So it just gives you exposure to our team bringing her into the jail and getting a good look at this fugitive who's now in the custody of Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
Any idea how much it costs to extradite?
How much did it cost?
No, but I can get you that number. That's a good question. It's not cheap, but it's obviously money well spent.
Obviously, there was families that were impacted here.
Yeah.
Just what would you like to say to the families that were impacted here now, knowing that there's at least one step closer to closure in this case?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. When I spent a lot of time working with victims, as you guys know, when I was by former agency, all that matters is, I pray for them, that their hearts will find a way to heal as best you can with significant loss like this. When it comes to the justice side of the ledger, the scales, I don't know that, successful prosecution, what the punishment is. I don't think there's anything that occurs in that space that really fills that void, and I don't know that. I'm sure some family members feel passionate about it. Others just kind of want to have their own path to overcoming this. So for me, just from one human to another, my heart breaks for them. Anybody who suffered loss at the hands of an evil person like this, and I pray that they'll find peace.
Was there a time that the sheriff's department had a plan?
We do. We have a plane that we use for extraditions. It's really just distance circumstances, because it's not a it's not a commercial plane like you'd see. The majority of our extraditions occur through commercial transport. But again, now you're dealing with circumstances where you're going to be in an environment with a lot of other people who are just community members and unaware of the circumstances, so it enhances the danger slightly. If you go into a location and suddenly there's a storm and your flight is delayed, then you're sitting in an airport for hours, if not days, delayed because of that. And we wanted to mitigate any of those potential unexpected obstacles, unexpected challenges, to make sure that we could get her back as quickly as possible.
Obviously, she's an accused murderer in this state, but overall, she was found guilty and convicted in Idaho. Have you followed the case at all leading up to this?
I don't, no. I mean, I'm familiar as much as you guys have reported. My team has briefed me, and it's not because I'm not interested, but I have a lot of other things that are pressing, timely, and specific to this organization that I focus on. So I know the devastation that's been left in the trail. I know the importance of making sure that this office handles our business professionally and efficiently. And, just to give you some context, as I said, 250 plus of these transfers a year that our extraditions team does. And our FATE team, who participated, they're approaching 1,000 arrests of fugitives that are extremely dangerous, and many of which, if I threw out some names, you wouldn't even know who they were, but they're getting them off the streets, made the community a safer place. All right, listen.
Estrella right now.
Yeah, is she at Estrella? Is that where we got her? Yeah, that's our jail for female inmates, so she'll be housed there. We will get you the video immediately as soon as you leave here.
Thank you, Global.
The charges too. I think the courts have two different counts of conspiracy to commit murder.
Yeah, on the booking sheet, what I have is murder in the first degree, and then murder of first degree premeditated. The conspiracy element is more of like a, I'm trying to think of the correct term, but just, it has to do with the process on how it was played out with others and everything. But at the end of the day, she's in for 2 counts of first degree murder, 1 premeditated. Yeah.
I also just have a quick question. Is that pretty typical?
You're hiding over there on me.
trying to become invisible. But,
Sure.
How common is that to kind of opt for the drive? I know you said weather played a main role, but any sort of high-profile cases, is that more common? Not language around?
I wouldn't say that it's uncommon. It's not something that happens frequently, but it's remove the name, remove the circumstances, with the exception of it is a person wanted for a violent crime. Anytime we have that kind of heightened threat because of the danger to the other members of the community, then we're going to look at all these other factors that could impede or delay our travel. And if we feel like those things outweigh the benefit of getting in a car and driving, and though it's inconvenient, then we're going to get in a car and drive and do whatever's necessary to keep people safe. So it wasn't just so much her, it was all the circumstances involved. Yeah. All right, again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. I appreciate your guys' time. Gratitude to our office and the men and women who do exceptional work every day. God bless.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. We heard from the sheriff of Maricopa County, Arizona. He says he's got a pretty good video for us, but they were having technical difficulties. So as soon as they get that up, we will we'll play that and watch it. Supposedly it's her being brought in, and let's go to their sheriff's department Facebook, possibly. Can I get in on this browser? No, I can't. I want to see this video. So he's also said she was very chatty. Nothing she says or does ceases to amaze me, to be honest. I think Amazon is here. Billy Idol is 68 today, by the way. Just rando fun fact. Billy Idol is the big 6'8". I got a photo for you. Just rando fun fact. 68 years old with the rebel yell. With the rebel yell. Can you believe it? If that doesn't make you feel old. Okay, I'm on their Facebook and we will wait for that to be put up. It looks like it has not been put up yet. But they do have a lot of cases. He wasn't lying. So we'll wait for that. I know, with a rebel yell. He's 68 years old. With a rebel yell. I guess we have to do a birthday for Billy Idol.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday.
So if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you, and you share a birthday with the one and only Billy Idol. Billy Idol. Yeah, it's not up yet. It's probably going to take a minute. He said when they were done with that presser that we just watched that he was going to get it up. Murdaugh is trying to copy Billy Idol. He totally is. Max Headroom meets Billy Idol equals Alex Murdaugh. While we're waiting, I want to show you guys my Murdaugh mashup. I tried to watch the trial. I was like, you know what? You guys really got me going. So I'm like, I'm going to watch some of this trial, right? So I do. And this is what I hear. So for those of you who don't know what it's like to have not watched this trial, when someone goes to try to watch it now, this is what the hell it sounds like.
The boat wreck case. Can we agree that that's what we're talking about when we say the boat case?
Paw? That was your nickname for Paul?
I called him Paw Paw. Maggie called him Paw Paw. Bus calls him Paw Paw. Roro calls him Paw Paw. I mean, that's
Roro.
not...
Who is Roro? Or refer to Paul as Paw Paw?
I don't know. How I referred to I can say Paul if you prefer that. The first time I've called my son Paw Paw Paw? No, sir, that is not correct. I don't know.
You called Rogan Roro.
I
all the
him
recorded
Rogan
statements.
all the time.
In the recorded statements, did you ever call him?
I don't know. I called him Rogan also, so I don't know. I'm happy to call him Rogan, and I'm happy to call Paul Paul. When? I don't know, but I don't believe so. But I really don't know. I remember having that. No, I don't know.
Remember that?
I don't remember that. No, sir. When?
Then?
I don't even recall this, Mr. Waters, but I don't know. I'm saying that I have no memory of that whatsoever. But I may have done it that night. I have no memory of that.
Paw Paw?
Paw Paw. Called him Paw Paw. Bus calls him Paw Paw. Roro calls him Paw Paw.
Ro. Who is Roro? Paw Paw?
Paul, my son Paul Paw Paw.
Rogan Roro.
All
the recorded statements.
All the time. Him Rogan Paw Paw. When? I don't know, but I don't believe so. No, sir. Oh, me?
Is that you?
Yeah, it looks like an obnoxious look to it. That's just not something that, that's not something I would typically do.
I fucking love it. So that's the Alex Murdaugh. That's the Alex Murdaugh trial. Just wrapped up with a little bow for you. Oh, man. He is so creepy. I don't. Ween. He's like ween. Oh man, I can't stand him. He's one of the people I absolutely cannot stand. So there may be more mashups in the future if I dare to watch more of him. Oh shoot! Still no video, guys. I'm waiting. I want to see this video of Lori Vallow Daybell. I'm not saying it. I mean, they're going to have to upload it. It's going to take a minute. Let's see what else is going on in the world while we wait. Oh, Alex Murdaugh is so gross. He's so gross. Here's a preview of what's coming up tomorrow on J is for Justice. This is going to be tomorrow's live.
James and Jennifer Crumbley are accused of not doing enough to stop their son.
They were caught in nearby Detroit.
If there's no culpability, why would you go be in a warehouse?
Several of the Oxford parents invested in a separate investigation and are now alleging in a lawsuit an armed security guard not only walked past a bloody Tate mirror, but could have prevented Justin Schilling from dying.
I have a lot of questions on the response because seconds matter. My first question is, my son was shot 1 minute and 3 seconds after the shooting started. Wolf didn't make the announcement until 1 minute and 37 seconds. Seconds matter.
It took your staff 18 minutes to get to my daughter.
Seconds matter.
The one that got Tate, the next one got my son. It just got him a little lower.
I rolled the student over, and it was Tate mirror.
Lives could have been saved. From what I'm seeing, lives could have been saved after the shooting started. And they weren't. I'm calling on our governor to start an immediate investigation on the system response.
Buck said it best. What if this would have touched your household? It touched ours. My son was going to stand here. He was here. You could stare at one of the kids that you were responsible for.
I am here to remind you that you will never forget my daughter. She was not taken from me to finally do your job. A job that you should have done prior to her death. A job to educate. Something that was clearly not done. My daughter's name is Madison. Say it over and over and over again. One bullet to her temple. I had to watch my daughter die in a video because administration wanted to sugarcoat it.
I watched these families watch their child die on video.
Another announcement comes on. This time it was Pam Fine, and she said we are still in lockdown. At that point I received a text message from our media specialist that said, I didn't hear that clearly, starting to uncontrollably shake at that point in time.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep going. Go ahead. That's fine. I am shaking. I am so angry. I don't want to be here anymore.
That's tomorrow's live, Friday live.
James and Jennifer Crumbley
We're going to be talking about James and Jennifer, what happens to them next, and what's going on with the Oxford Community Schools, because it's a mess. Just last week, the students walked out. They walked out and left and said, see ya, because they weren't getting any support. We'll get into all that tomorrow. We're going to do a morning live, so get your coffee ready in the morning time and be here or be square. 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'm still waiting for this video to come out. Michelle sent me some video of Justin Lum. Let me see what we've got going on with Justin is live on the scene. Thank you, Shell. He just received okay, so let's take a look at this. Hold up. He has a statement from Brandon Boudreau. Brandon Boudreau is also one of the people in this lawsuit against Lori. So Brandon says, today I am hopeful for a process that can bring about a small portion of closure to the many people who were affected by the actions of a few. It's taken several years and so much work by many people. In life, things rarely go as planned, and often we are quick to criticize and slow to gratitude. Of course, I wish many things happened differently. But today I choose gratitude towards those who are helping to create accountability and hope that this process leads to healing and closure. Yes, coffee and crumblies tomorrow. So that is the statement from Brandon Boudreaux, which is the ex-husband of Melanie. Melanie Boudreaux, who was is Lori's niece. And then he's got a bunch of her mug shots. Hold up. Let me make this big. All right. So there's all her mug shots. Look at her with the braids. She is pitiful. She's really raising her eyes to try to make her hooded eyes look less hooded. She tried here with the eyeshadow. The braids, bizarre. I bet her girlfriend braided her hair. She is so gross. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. So maybe her girlfriend will be missing her in Idaho.
It's Justin Lum with Fox 10 News checking in. I'm here at MCSO headquarters. For those of you who are not from the Phoenix metro area, this is the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, really the home base here. We are awaiting a press conference set for noon Mountain Time, so just in about 20 minutes. Obviously, the big news here today is that Lori Vallow has officially been extradited back to Arizona from Idaho. She was serving her life sentence in prison at the Pocatello Women's Correctional Center since the end of July until now, because she has murder charges to face here in Maricopa County. If you've been following this case, you know those charges stem back to 2019 when her fourth husband, Charles Vallow, was shot and killed by her late brother, Alex Cox. Chandler police believe, with the evidence they have, that she conspired with her brother to kill her then husband, Charles Vallow, before moving to Idaho. She's also accused of conspiring with her late brother, Alex Cox, in the shooting of Brandon Boudreaux, in a shooting that he survived. He was not hit in October of 2019. Brandon Boudreaux was the husband of Lori Vallow's niece, Melanie Pulowski, then Melanie Boudreaux. Again, if you've been following this story, you know how many layers there are to this, how complex it is. But here today to check in with you guys and let you know that I'm covering this press conference here at MCSO. We'll be asking the sheriff questions about how this extradition really suddenly happened, because as we know from the county attorney's office here, there was no that we could be seeing her after an appeals process took place in Idaho. So really we had no idea when she would be brought back here to face the murder charges against her. As for this jurisdiction, Lori Vallow is an accused murderer. We know she's a convicted murderer in the state of Idaho. So she has that case, that conviction, and that sentence in Idaho.
We know all of this. Okay, so let's go back to Maricopa and see if he has released that yet. I'm getting anxious now. It's been 30 minutes since that started. Come on. Coffee with a cop. This guy says it's a trap. Don't go to coffee with a cop. He says it's a trap. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is asking for help on locating 16-year-old Audrey Rodriguez and 16-year-old Israel Cruz Pedroza. I guess they do have more important things going on than Lori. Audrey and Israel were last seen on 11/27/2023 at approximately 4:30 p.m. near East Main Street and South 81st Street in Mesa, Arizona. If you have any information, call the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. So we're just waiting, guys. Thank you for sticking around. If anybody sees it anywhere else, but I think the sheriff's probably going to upload it first. But I keep checking KTVB as well. That's the press conference. I'll keep refreshing. Nothing. All right, let's see what else is going on while we're waiting. What else can we take a gander at? We have a premiere coming up tonight at 7 p.m. We have another Idaho 4 premiere for you guys. This is Brian Koberger Theories discussion. Another blast from the past. What else is going down? Trump gag order reinstated. What else is in your news today? Oh, Ruby Frankie. Yeah, the divorce of the Frankie. Yeah. Kevin Frankie filed for divorce. We're going to be doing body cam Monday as well. We're going to be watching some different body cams. And one of the Ruby Frankie body cams is one of them we're going to watch. So here is a quick clip.
And we know that we're seeing a lot of buzz in the Beehive State. Jake.
Yeah, buzzing about the name Frankie. That is, of course, that name has been in the news for a long time. A lot of people have been following it. Today, Kevin Frankie filed for divorce from his wife, Ruby Frankie, YouTuber. She's got millions of followers. A quick recap, Ruby was arrested in August on alleged aggravated child abuse.
They're probably going to dig me for the stupid music they have in the background. Anyways,
in southern Utah.
Kevin Frankie, I'm going to mute it because I know how these people are. Kevin Frankie filed for divorce. It was just filed yesterday, but you can't really see it. A lot of it's blocked off, like redacted, so you can't really read it. But he did file for divorce. But we're going to do Body Cam Monday, guys. And we have a premiere tonight. We have a premiere, another Idaho premiere tomorrow. So for your viewing pleasures, I've got lots on the table here. Lots going on. There's lots going on in the true crime world as well. But yeah, I mean, we kind of expected him. Let's close our poll that half of you couldn't vote in. 67% think that Lori will not plead out, and 32% of you think that there's a possibility that she will. I guess it depends on how well she likes her lawyers and, you know, when she gets a feel for her lawyers and if they are, you know, receptive to her games. I think that's what it will depend on. In my opinion. What else is going down? Let's see. The psychic defamation case. There's a new ruling. Emily Baker's live on it. I'll have to catch that later. You guys remember Rebecca Schofield, the UI professor that was sued by the TikToker? Yeah. Just seeing if there's anything else that pops up breaking we can chat about. You guys let me know if you see that video pop up anywhere. You could just find shit for days on the tubes, you know what? You think she'll go all the way just to get out of the cell? This was sad. That Valerie Tyndall, that missing girl, they found her body.
Mr. Dellinger, you were at the Office of Legal Policy for how long?
Approximately 2 years.
Yeah, I think I saw you in the Judiciary Committee before you took that job.
I love
Are you
Josh Hawley
familiar
clips.
with this case, Missouri versus Biden?
Not in detail. That was handled, the civil appellate, the Office of Solicitor General would focus on the litigation for the department.
But are you aware of the case and its significance?
Hi,
I mean, do you
Tiff.
know what it's about? Do you know anything about it?
I'd be happy to respond to any specific question you have.
Well, I'm surprised that you haven't at least heard of it. I mean, are you aware of the basics of the case?
I would ask that you remind me.
Missouri versus Biden is a case brought by my state against the Biden administration and various agencies of the government, including those who you had some portion overseeing, the Department of Justice, for their coordination with social media companies in censoring American speech. Is this ringing any bells yet?
It does.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. Oh, I would certainly hope so. It is, to my knowledge, the first time that a series
so
of federal
too.
courts, Federal District Court, Federal Court of Appeals, found that the White House directed the censorship of American speech and directly violated the First Amendment. Now, the court found, among other things, and there are voluminous trial findings here that were then affirmed on appeal in the Fifth Circuit, found that the White House directed these social media companies to take down posts that they didn't like, directed the social media companies to change or alter their censorship practices, that the FBI, that CISA, that the CDC, and a variety of other federal agencies regularly met with these social media companies and coerced them into carrying out the administration's censorship agenda. And that included people in my state who were censored. We had parents, according to the court's findings, parents in my state, in the greater St. Louis area, who had posts about school board meetings that were removed by Facebook. School board meetings that were removed at the direction of the White House and the FBI. I mean, this is really extraordinary. These companies, I should just say,
That's crazy.
already have too much power. These companies are, in my view, a scourge in this country. But to have the federal government use the companies as their instrumentality to censor American speech is unbelievable. Were you aware of this happening while you were at the Justice Department?
I was not involved in litigation on behalf of the Justice
Were
Department.
you aware of the actions happening? Were you aware that the White House, the Justice Department, the FBI, CISA, the CDC were meeting with social media companies?
I was not.
What would you advise the White House to do in the wake of this ruling?
Well, I think all Americans and all parties to litigation have to comply with court orders. I know the Justice Department has a litigation process where the Civil Appellate Division, the Office of the Solicitor General handles litigation on behalf of the department. There certainly has been a lot of litigation involving states, including yours. And so, one, you follow the order of the court, and you follow the process on appeal.
But do you think that this is a problem? I mean, do you think it's a problem that the White House, the FBI, the CDC, CISA has been found by multiple federal courts now to have violated the First Amendment with respect to the speech of individual Americans? I mean, does that strike you as problematic?
I certainly believe that everyone needs to follow court orders. So if there's been a court finding and a court directive, then all Americans, including the federal government, need to adhere to the court directive.
Well, do you think it's appropriate for the White House and other members of the federal government to meet with social media company executives and officials and try to coerce them to carry out the speech agenda of the White House? Do you think that's appropriate?
Well, I think what's appropriate is that every federal employee follow the law, respect and honor the First Amendment, don't engage in improper censorship. So to that extent, I agree with you that conduct has to be lawful and constitutional.
Were you consulted at any time in the last 2 years about meetings with social media companies, interfacing with social media companies, policy towards social media companies in any way?
Well, my office did play a coordinating role to combat human trafficking. And so I'm not aware of any specific meetings, but I know we were one aspect of combating human trafficking.
What about combating so-called misinformation, disinformation, malinformation?
Right. I was not involved in that.
And the Office of Legal Policy has given no advice on that at any time, to the White House, to the Attorney General, to the DAG?
No. Again, you've got the Civil Appellate Office Solicitor General, Office Legal Counsel, that type of issue might have fallen in one of those bailiwicks.
So your testimony to this committee is you were completely outside of the loop on this at all times. You knew nothing about it. You didn't play any role in it. Your office didn't play any role in any of these meetings with social media companies, and you were not consulted about it at any time.
That's correct.
Okay.
Again, other than on efforts to combat human trafficking.
And did that involve any requests to change the moderation policies, so-called, of any of these companies, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge, Senator.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, my time has expired. I just want to note again for the record, the reason I raised this with you, Mr. Dellinger, is you were in a very senior leadership position at the Department of Justice. And this is very serious. It is very serious when the American people can't go online and post about a school board meeting and not have the White House censor their speech. I mean, we're not going to have a democracy if you cannot speak in this country. And it wasn't one issue. I advise you to read the case. It was COVID, it was elections, it was school boards, it was the Hunter Biden laptop story, it was everything. It was anything that the White House did not like, that it would label disinformation, malinformation, who knows what. Anything they didn't like. They would go to these companies, and the companies remarkably just complied. Of course, they coerced them to do it, but I'm sure the companies actually enjoy doing it because they enjoy the power. The problem is the only people who don't have power in this scenario are the American people. They're the ones who get screwed in this. And I can just tell you, if we can't have free speech in this country, we can't have free elections in this country, and we don't have a democracy.
If you're not subscribed to Senator Josh Hawley, you might want to subscribe because it's really important to keep up on this stuff because social media is is changing everything. It's literally changing the world, and we need to keep up on it. We need to be aware of what's going on. And when the White House is meeting with social media corporations, that's a little scary in my opinion, and making them censor stuff. So I'm glad it's being brought to light. But no matter what party you are, it's really not a party thing. It's really an American people thing. It's really a constitutional right thing. And when I see certain people standing up for our constitutional rights that are being stomped on by people like Zuckerberg and Joe Biden, I'm going to listen. So I hope that you guys learned something from that. And this video of Lori is still not out. It's still not out. We've got pepper spray too. Fight me with the pepper spray. Get your palm pepper spray. It's a we the people thing. That's right, globalism. Amen, sister. We just have to be aware. It's not about party lines. It's not about that. It's about what's going on in the world. It's about being aware. That's what it's about to me anyways. What's up, Paul Clanker? Paul, you're going to the clinker. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well after your incident.
Going to the clinker.
The big house. Paul Clinker. What's happening? Oh, yeah, it's Pawpaw. It's Pawpaw Clinker. I have 2 sound bites for you, Pawpaw.
It's Pawpaw.
Pawpaw and...
Going to the clinker, the big house.
We've got 2 sound bites. I'm going to have to put them next to each other so I can go Paw Clinker, the big house.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
Still no video of Lori freaking Vallow. Pepper spray is a good stocking stuffer. They have like 3 packs too.
It's in the water. What the
I don't know how long I'm going to wait around for this video, yo. I might just upload it if they don't put it out. Because we've been live for over an hour now. Still no video. I'm checking. Just upload it. Jammers, just do it. Be like a tennis shoe and just do it. Have a good day, Teresa. Thank you for your Venmo donation. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. So go hit that like button for me. Hit that like button long and hard, baby. Just do it.
I am here to help you learn.
Shut up, Amica.
Can I post his link? Who? Hawley? Senator Hawley? Absolutely. I would absolutely love to share his link. There is Senator Josh Hawley. And then here is also the link to Maricopa County if you guys want that. But I will upload it when I get it. But here's Maricopa County Sheriff's Department if you want to follow them on Facebook. You're welcome, 1 Hour Dry Floors. I love that your floors are dry in an hour. It's kick-ass. I love it. Actually, literally, I've seen you here. Like 1 Hour Dry Floors has been around since Chris Watts days. I know you have, haven't you? You are so very welcome. And today is the final day of our Christmas contest. I can't wait to announce the winners and get you guys your shirts so you can send pictures in your Christmas sweaters. I haven't even gotten myself one yet. But yeah, I just refreshed. There's still no update. So I will update the video upload the video when I get it. But I'll hope to see you guys here at 7 o'clock tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There'll be one Jennifer here. Stand up! And we're going to be going over some
Brian Koberger
theories. Have a great day, Angie. Have a great day, all the moderators and members. I love you guys. I'm rambling. Let's roll our credits and get the hell out of here. See you tonight. I love you guys. Bye. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Release the lawyers. What I have to say to ANC Taylor, the defense lawyer, bring it on, woman.
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out. I thought it was pretty far out.
It's very white-sided.
It's not white-sided.
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact.
Hello!
I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillac.
Alec Murdoch's guilty!
Hi, Jennifer. One Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Everybody does.
Everybody does that. It's okay.